All right, everyone, just give me one moment. We're having some slight difficulties on Wednesday. Just give me 1 sec. All right, everyone, just one moment. All right, everyone. Sorry about that. There was something wrong with the channel. You're in the 187 District Court. Today is Wednesday. So let's keep it a Wednesday. Let's not try to turn it into Monday. We had heavy rains, but now the sun is out. So this is going to be a great day. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You're in the courtroom. Anything you could not do if you were in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. For all the inmates, you're not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. Just 1 second. To all, everyone on the Zoom screen, you're not allowed to use this as a dating site. This is not The Bachelor. This is not The Bachelorette. I know you wonder, why would I say that? I'm saying it because it's been done before. So you're not allowed to use any of those things. To everyone who is on bond, your screen must say on. Xavier Alcaraz, you need to turn on your video. If your video goes dark, the only reason why it should go dark is because you are signing documents. If you're not signing documents and your video goes dark, your Zoom privileges will be revoked, and you will be required to drive downtown and appear in the 187 District Court in person. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. You need to hit Sevilla, which means you're going to have to find change or either take a Lyft or Uber. And if you're driving downtown, you're going to find a lot of construction, more one-ways. And if you are able to find a parking space, you're going to find that parking is very expensive. I'm going to open the breakout rooms. When I open the breakout rooms, it's going to invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all the defendants and those who are accused, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it is because your attorney is Zooming in another courtroom or they need to be in person. Put some patience in your pocket. Your attorney will Zoom in to meet you. To all the attorneys, the court coordinator is Norma Ferguson. She's listed on the Zoom screen as Ferguson coordinator. If you have a plea bargaining agreement with the state, no matter how small that plea bargaining is, you need to put it in the chat box to her what your plea bargaining agreement is. And if your client is on bond, she will need your client's email address. Do not call her, text her, chat her, asking for a continuance. I am the only one who can give you a continuance. John Ellis, where are you?
Right here, Your Honor.
Yes, I see you. Why are you not wearing a top?
My bad, miss, I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. I'll see you in the 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. I don't know how anybody would forget to wear a top. I think everyone else on this screen is wearing a top. So see you in the 187 District Court, 300 De La Rosa. You need to be here today. And you need to be here by 11 o'clock. Your Zoom privileges are revoked.
That was my guy, Your Honor. Sorry about that.
That's the second time he's come on without a shirt. His Zoom privileges are permanently revoked.
No objection.
Okay. All right. So attorneys, should have put that information in the chat box. Attorneys, when I call your name, I need to know if your client is criminal trial division or family violence. If you have the ability to change, add to your name, keep your name, but if you'll add your client's name and add CTD for criminal trial division or FV for family violence, that will make it easier for the prosecutors to see you. The prosecutors have the ability to move throughout the breakout rooms. Think of those breakout rooms as going to the doctors. When you go to the doctor and they call you to the back room, that no doctor's seeing you right away. They're just checking your weight and your blood pressure. It's Wednesday. Let's keep this a happy day. Put some patience in your pocket and we will start. So this is the order in which attorneys will appear. Michael Goins, Derek Edmonds, Jonathan Chavez, Tim Molina, Ed Camaro, Patrick Valentine, Albert Charas, Ed Cano, Andres Campion, Matthew Allen. Is there any defense attorney whose name I have missed?
Your Honor, I had a recall for this morning on Mr. De Los Santos. That was a bond issue on an MTR, Judge.
All
He's
right,
in
Ed.
custody.
Thank you. So Ed Bartholomew.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Michael Goins, you're representing Lionel Young. I'll have you sit to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes.
We've discussed this with the DA. They've given me an offer. I do not see Mr. Young anywhere on the screen. He's in custody. He refused to come out last time. He's refused to talk to me over the videos for the last month.
All right.
So I think I have no choice to file a competency hearing on him.
All right, we'll have him come. Ms. Ferguson, can you see what is up with Mr. Lionel Young? Yes. All right, we'll see if he will make an appearance, Mr. Goins.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Sorry, Your Honor. Yes,
okay.
Your Honor. You hadn't included me on that list of attorneys.
All right, got you now. Derek Edmonds. Derek Edmonds.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Yes, I'll send you to breakout room number 3. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Great. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Jonathan Chavez.
Yes, present, Your Honor.
Yes. What's your client's name?
Jose Tarubiatis, and he should be logged on, Your Honor.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
He has one of each.
I'll send you to number 4. A prosecutor will meet you there. Tim Molina.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Thank you for changing your name.
Mhm.
I'll see you to breakout room number 5. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Thank you.
Ed Camara, what is your client's name, and is it criminal trial division or family violence?
His name is Richard Musquiz, his criminal trial division,
How do you spell the last name?
Muzquiz.
I'll send you to number 6. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Judge, before you do that, I need to mention to you, this morning, I just got an email from the magistrate court setting this thing for a competency restoration hearing.
All right, just
I'm
what I'm
sorry.
going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to breakout room with number 1 with Miss Ferguson, so you can let her know that information. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And Norma, when you speak to him, if you could come back and tell me what date we're setting that for. Patrick Valentine.
Yes, Judge.
Yes. I see you. Okay. Do you need to loan your clients some shirts?
I didn't think anybody could be that stupid twice, but I guess I underestimated stupid.
Okay. I'm going to send you, I'll still send you out to confer. I'll send you to number 6.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Albert Charas.
Morning, Your Honor. I have Justin Rodriguez, and he's an inmate. And it's his case.
I'm sorry, which case is it? Criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence, Your Honor. He's got MTR, family violence, and he's got a new burglary of a habitation with intent to commit assault.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7. A prosecutor will meet you there. Mr. Goins, your client is coming out. He just needs to be logged on. Ed Cano.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Great. Who do you have?
Judge, I have Elijah George Taylor / Avalos.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
This is a criminal trial, but well, injury to a disabled, so I guess it could qualify under either. I'm not sure, Judge.
All right.
Injury to a disabled. It's an MTR.
All right. I'll send you, let me see. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 8. A prosecutor will meet you there.
Judge, I just wanted you to see that I buttoned all the way up.
I appreciate that. You know, there's no excuses now because the weather is nice outside.
Yes, Judge. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Goins? Michael Goins.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hi, your client is logging in and he is here.
Not yet. Don't wait.
So let me find Mr. Young.
Hello? Just wait. Everybody wait.
Mr. Young. Does anyone see him? I see him on the screen. I mean, I see him in the waiting area and he's here. And I see him listed as 14B on the screen. Let me scroll through the pages.
He doesn't have his headphones on yet.
Okay. There is Mr. Young. All right. So one of the clerks or Miss Ferguson is in breakout room number 1. Everyone, just give me one moment to see if Mr. Young is going to put on his headphones.
Do you ever, my lady, noticed on the document?
Mr. Young?
Miss Smooth Dead Rapper.
Hi, Mr. Young.
Lionel Darnell Young. I missed him.
All right, Mr. Darnell Young. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. It is very important that you speak with your attorney. If you do not speak to your attorney, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get sent back. And at some point in time, you're going to be scheduled for a jury trial, and you're going to have that jury trial whether you've spoken to your attorney or not.
Jury trial for what?
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Ms. Ferguson, can you have them send Mr. Young to breakout room number 2, please? Mr. Goins, if you could go to breakout room number 2.
Are they talking to you? I don't
Yes.
know. I'm not finna play.
All righty. It's still Wednesday, Brenna. That's the good thing about today. All right, Andrews Campion.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. I spoke with Meredith McIntyre yesterday, and her and I need to speak with you in a breakout room when you get a chance.
All right, who's your client?
Jesse Perez, but he's set on the 2 o'clock docket for a contested MTR. I just need, the state and I need to speak with you about that issue this morning when you get a chance.
All right. Matthew Allen, thank you for changing your name. I'll send you to breakout room number 9.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Ed Bartholomew.
Mr. Freddie De Los Santos, Your Honor, he's in custody. This is on a bond, MTR. I need to speak with him, and I've already conferred yesterday with Ms. Hayden about the
All right,
case.
I don't see De Los Santos on the Zoom screen.
He's in custody, Judge.
No, that's what I'm saying. He hasn't been brought out yet. So just give us a second.
I'll stand by, Judge. Not a problem.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Sheffield.
Yes, Your Honor. And I apologize. I've tried to change my name. I haven't been able to. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. What's the name of your client?
Casares, and she is present, Your Honor, via Zoom.
Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal Trial Division, Your Honor, and we've been conferring with Meredith.
All right, what's her first name?
Mari Bell.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 10.
Thank you, Judge.
Ed Bartholomew, your client has zoomed in. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 11.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, it's Michael. I'm back.
Yes.
Your Honor, he stood up and left the room.
Okay, just give me one moment.
Sure,
Eric
Your Honor.
DeWalt, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 12.
Okay.
Before you go, is it Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence? We'll find out later. Amy Owen.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
All right, I saw your photo. Do people know how hard it is to work with orchids?
Oh, I know. I was going to put, now I can probably kill my orchid. I was hoping it was fake because I need to get the orchid guy from Paisanos to teach me how to, they have beautiful ones there.
Oh, yeah.
Judge, did you want me back? You said
Yes.
before you-
Is it Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Criminal Trial Division, I believe.
All right, so you can go back to that breakout room. All right, and Amy Owen, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 13. That has always been a lucky breakout room number.
Is that with Meredith?
It's just number 13.
Okay. We conferred before.
All right, before you go, just give me a second then. Are you requesting Ms. McIntyre?
Yes, because we talked extensively about the case at the last setting.
Okay, there we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let me see if Meredith is. All right, Andrews Campion, as soon as Meredith comes back, we'll go into the breakout room on that. On Mr. Young, Michael, are you going to file a evaluation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, on Lionel Young, can I have a 30-day reset, please?
So tell me, do you have your?
And if you could put that in the chat box. Oh, sorry, Hunter. All right, Mr. Goins, as soon as I get that date in the chat box, I will give it to you.
No problem, Your Honor.
Okay, I believe something may happen to the court coordinator. So I'm going to send you, I think maybe she got kicked off. I'm going to set you for November 30th. That date may change when she comes back, but we'll let you know. So make sure you file that motion. And you are excused.
Hi, Judge.
Hi, just give me a moment.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ed Camara.
Yes, Judge, I spoke with Norma about it, and she confirmed that the thing is set for a competency restoration hearing on November 16th. So I'm going to check with the Mag Court and see what we get that.
All right, Norma,
done.
when do you want to call Mr. Musquez back?
I guess sometime after the 16th.
Norma, can I have a date, please? All right, we're going to come back on December 1st.
December 1st?
Yes.
All
and
right,
if everything is done before then, Mr. Camara, and you want your client back sooner, just let us know and we'll reschedule it sooner.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and what date did you say the competency is scheduled for, or restoration?
November 16th.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Judge. Can I have an
You're
excuse?
welcome. Yes, you're excused.
Thank you.
And everyone just give me a second.
Judge,
Yes.
just a minute. Could I get in a breakout room, just talk to my client, explain to him what I'm doing?
Yes.
Thank you.
Once you finish speaking with your client in the breakout room, I'll need you to come back to the main room and let me see if he's been logged in. Yes. He is.
Yeah, he's here.
All right, Ed, if you'll go to breakout room number 14 and just have your client come back to the main room after he's done.
And do I have to come back too?
No, but you need to make sure your client is sent back.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Norma, on Lionel Young, I gave it a setting date of November 30th. The defense attorney is going to file a competency evaluation. And if you want to change that, just let me know.
November 30th? Yes, ma'am,
Yes.
that's fine.
All right. Jonathan Chavez.
Yes, Your Honor. We conferred, and the prosecution had given us an offer at the last setting. We relayed that offer, and Mr. Cherubiadis has rejected that.
All right, just give me a moment.
And that offer was something that would have encompassed both the family violence and the CTD.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 with the prosecutor. Who's the prosecutor you're conferring with?
Was it Joe or Joe Ray?
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Let me see. Norma, if you can go to breakout room number 1 to give them a jury trial date, and if a prosecutor from family violence can go to breakout room number 1 to confer on a jury trial date. James Ishimoto.
Good morning, Judge. I'm here on Melissa Garcia. It's a drug case. It's a pretrial diversion. The contract has already been signed, the agreement. I'm just waiting on the state.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Ms. Ferguson will check on that to see if everything has been filed.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Once she gives you a date, come back and let me know what that date is. Albert Charez.
Yes, Judge. I conferred with the state. I think she's back with us too. I can't tell.
Yes.
Let's see.
So what is
I'm
happening
here.
on your case?
Michelle Hayden.
Yes, what's happening on your case?
Sorry. So anyway, it looks like we don't have the discovery yet, the video, police reports, that sort of thing. So we need a little more time before we can talk about any kind of a deal. There is an MTR.
When are you anticipating having the discovery on this?
So Judge, the case was actually not coded. We found out about it this morning, but it's about a month old. On Veripic right now, all there is the CM warrant. She is the same victim as the assault family choking case, which she's on community supervision for right now. I'm actually going to reach out to the BCSO detective this morning. I know he's in jail, so they need to get us that stuff quickly.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send Mr. Charez to breakout room number 1 and state if you'll go to him with number 1 and let Ms. Ferguson know what the issues are so she all can give you a date to come back for discovery compliance and let me know what that date is.
And Judge, I did want to ask for one thing, and I haven't filed any motion or anything at this point. There is an MTR as a result of this new number 1, and I wanted to see about maybe getting a bond set. There is a bond on the burglary of a habitation with intent to commit assault and on the evading out of 15. We just don't have something on the MTR. And
all right, so let's do this first. Let's go to breakout room number 1, get a date from Ms. Ferguson, and then I'll send you to another breakout room to confer with the state on whether or not they'll be in agreement to going forward without a motion. And then second, if you all can agree on a bond.
And Judge, just because it is the same victim and it's a family violence case, we would like to get the additional information before we can say that we'll actually agree to a bond on this one.
All right, so Mr. Charez, I'll need you to file a motion. Once you file that motion, let Ms. Ferguson know and we'll put it on the docket. So I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 1. And if you'll let Ms. Ferguson know about the discovery issues and that you need a discovery date. All right, Matthew Allen.
Yes, Judge, I conferred with both family violence and CTD. So CTD has the new case, family violence has the MTR. CTD has made contact with the complainant. So I think we'll need a contested or to set it for a contested hearing. And then I think that CTD is going to try to reach out to the complainant in the meantime.
All right.
And
So
Judge,
yes.
so if possible, I would ask for a reset, just because at this time, all we have is a warrant. There hasn't been any reports filed. And so most likely we would try to prove that up if it is contested. But
all right, Matthew, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Marcus, if you could go to breakout room number 1 and let Ms. Ferguson know that I'm giving you a reset. It's not for contested yet, Mr. Allen, because I think you want all the information as well. So if you all will go to breakout 1, when she gives you the reset date, come back and give that date to me.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And I need a family violence prosecutor and number 1 to confer over a jury trial date. All right, James Ishimoto.
Judge, I'm back on Melissa Garcia. We have a new date of December the 1st for the PTD to be done by then.
Okay, Melissa Garcia. And I'm sorry, could you give me that date again, please?
December 1st.
All right, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Everyone, just give me a moment. All right, Kelly Kittle, who are you here for?
Judge Christopher Rodriguez, it's CCD. I'll change my name right now. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I'll send you to breakout room number 4.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Charles Bont, thank you for changing your name. I'll see you to breakout room number 5.
Can I request Meredith McIntyre, since she and I started this deal?
Just one moment. All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 5.
The Jackson 5. All right. Thank you.
All right, Eric DeWalt.
I am unmuting. Thank you, Judge. You called me back from yesterday. I appreciate you giving me that time. I have an MTR. I believe we had worked out an agreement where they're going to TIC a couple cases, and we're ready when y'all are.
All right, thank you. To the clerks, I'm sending you paperwork on Nervice.
Thank you.
Although it appears that my Outlook has frozen on me, so hopefully it comes back to you.
I don't see him, and it might just be me, but I was dealing with Marcus Sanders yesterday.
Okay, he's probably in a breakout room. And is your client is in custody, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yes,
so
Judge.
we're waiting for him to be brought out. As soon as he's brought out.
He brought out, he's in, I think, room 50.
You need to go to breakout room number 12 and have him come back to the main room.
Okay, he wasn't sure how to do that, but I'll check with him again.
All right. Sean Sheffield?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
Looks like we've got something worked out. I was hoping to bring this back for a plea next Wednesday, Your Honor.
Is there a reason we can't do it today?
Your Honor, I have to go over to 306 for a trial, a hearing over there.
Okay. Let me see.
You know how that is, Judge.
Yeah, I do.
And what I'll do is I'll send Norma her email address so we can get this thing done, Judge.
All right, I'm trying to find, is this case indicted?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is, Judge. For whatever reason, it did not show up on our docket for today, but it's in the system. It's set today.
And that is correct, Your Honor. It is. Sorry, Your Honor. It is 2021 CR 3363.
All right, to the clerks, could you bring me the file 2021 CR 3363? All right, then you can be excused to go to.
Thank you, Judge. We'll see you next week then.
All right, we'll set it for Wednesday, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Meredith. And I'll let my client know, Judge. She's
All right.
on.
All right, it's November 3rd. Ms. Caceres, you're excused. Albert Charis.
Yes, Your Honor. We did talk to the coordinator. She gave us a court date of December 1st. And I'll go ahead and file that motion. And then we can.
Before you go, I need to put things on the record. Just one second. All right, and it's Justin Rodriguez. Let me find that. Does anyone see what page Justin Rodriguez is on?
28.
All right, thank you. And does he have a, all right, what is the number of the case that he's on trial, that he has scheduled for trial?
Judge, there's 2 NITMAG cases. They're the new cases.
So there's no indicted case other than the motion to revoke?
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so then this doesn't need to go on the record. So we're coming back on what date?
December 1st, Your Honor.
And is that the contested hearing date?
No, that's the, you ordered a discovery date. So
Okay.
the state will work on getting that together, and I'll file a motion for a request for bond on a MTR case. Maybe hear it before that if we can.
All right, just whenever you have it filed, just let the state know and let Ms. Ferguson know. We'll put it on the docket.
Okay.
What are the two NITMAG case numbers so I can put it on the file?
Yes, Your Honor. CM 90932.
And what is that charge?
Let me see.
That's burglary of a habitation intent to commit assault.
Okay, thank you. And then NITMAG 632692.
And what's that charge?
That should be the evading case. I didn't get an appointment order like I usually do, so it's a little
Okay, so
hard.
what we can do is with Ms. Ferguson, we'll get you an appointment order for that. And Justin Rodriguez, we're going to bring you back on December 1st. And we're bringing you back, it may be sooner. It's just a matter of your attorney being able to get all the discovery, and your attorney will file a motion for a bond to be set, and the court will hear that as soon as that motion is filed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. And there is no other date that we can make it sooner, because that's a long time.
Mr. Rodriguez, as they said on Romper Room, put on your listening ears. So what I said is your date is December 1st. Your attorney is going to file a motion for a bond on this case.
Yes, ma'am.
So the motion for the bond, that will happen before December 1st. As soon as your attorney files that and talks to the coordinator, we will set it.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, that's
So
fine.
that may be sooner than December 1st. The December 1st date is for your attorney to have all the discovery on all these cases. I don't think you want him to proceed not knowing what these cases are about. Am I correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's the plan, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Norma, you can let them know that L13 can go back. Thank you, Mr. Charas.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Eric DeWalt, is everyone ready to proceed on Nervice? Who was the attorney you were speaking to?
Marcus Sanders.
Let me see if Marcus Sanders is here. He may be in a breakout room. Okay, let me see. Maybe he had problems. Marcus Sanders? All right, as soon as he logs back on, we will take up your matter, Mr. DeWalt.
Thank you, Judge.
Welcome. Jonathan Chavez?
Your Honor, we're back from conferring, and then Norma just wanted us to give you the date of January 12th for the CTD trial on Mr. Tarubiatis.
All right, and you say January 12th?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this the 2020 CR 7905 case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, where is your client?
He should be logged on, Your Honor, but I'm not seeing him.
All right, then until he's logged in, we can't do anything. I give everyone, well, it's 10:44 a.m.
Okay, I'll try to get him on right now, Your Honor.
All right, I'll give your client till 11.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let me see. Marcus Sanders. Is there a CTD prosecutor available to take the plea on Mr. Nervice? Mr. DeWalt said there was an agreement worked out.
I can do it.
All right, Mr. DeWalt, could you put
If
the
anybody's
agreement
willing
in
to
the
talk to
chat
me, you can
box?
put me in a breakout.
If you could put the agreement in the chat box to Mr. Nesbitt, or do you need to go to a breakout room with him?
Can I go to a breakout room, please?
Sure. I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, Matthew Allen.
Yes, Judge. Back on Sammy B. We got a date of December 1st.
All right, and this is for jury trial?
No, this is for the MTR.
Okay. And is your client in custody or on bond?
He's in custody.
All right, and is this going to be contested or no?
Not as of now. We're trying to get more information on the case.
Okay, but December 1st date is, if it's going to be a contested hearing, that's the date that it's going to take place?
The court said to just reset it. So I believe we just asked for a regular reset.
Okay. All right. Mr. Villa, is your client? Yes, Mr. Villa. We're going to bring you back on December 1st. The state needs to get more information and your attorney needs more discovery information. Do you understand? All right. Thank you, Mr. Villa. Norma, can you let them know CH6 can go back? Thank you, Mr. Allen.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Does anyone see what page Mr. Villa is on?
He's on the recall, Judge, the first page.
All right, thank you. Charles Bunk?
Present.
Yes. What is happening?
I was in breakout room 5 and then Tim Molina and his client came in there. So I left so they could work without me.
Okay, I'll send you to number 7. That's completely empty.
I'm just waiting on Meredith.
Your Honor, we're waiting. Rebecca's checking on something. His client
Okay.
to do. The results are pending, so she's making a call.
All right, thank you. Edward Cano?
Hey, Judge. All right, so I've talked to the client and the prosecutor, but I need one more round with this prosecutor. And I was talking with Mr. Garcia.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see where Joe Ray.
I'm here, Judge.
If you could go to number 10.
Yeah, and I left my client in breakout room 8, Judge. So
All
I
right.
can. All right.
I remove you from that room. You're in number 10.
Okay, thanks.
Christopher Rodriguez. Christopher Rodriguez. All right, Ed Bartolome on De Los Santos.
Your Honor, we've conferred, state's present, I believe,
Yes.
and we've reached an agreement, Your Honor.
Okay, if you will put that in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, ma'am. That's
thank
not a
you.
problem.
All right, thank
Okay,
What do you say they're doing?
they're withdrawing the MTR, Your Honor, modifying to weekly reporting for 90 days. Recall the
All right.
warrant.
Could you have your client come out of the breakout room, please?
I did tell him to come out, Judge.
Let me see. Well, I mean, sometimes we tell people to do things and they
Well,
don't know how to do things.
Well, I'll go
Or
back
either-
and tell him. I'll go back and tell him, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Number 7.
You can go back to your previous breakout room, which was in number 11.
Sorry, Judge. All right. I'm on my
Christopher
way.
Rodriguez. Can you unmute for me, please?
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
Hi,
Yes, Your Honor.
your Zoom privileges are revoked. I'll see you in 187 District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. You need to be here by 11:30.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry about that, Your Honor. I
That's okay. I'll see you in court. Amy on?
Yes, Judge. I think we have a plea worked out on Carol Schultz. I think I just needed clarification of one thing regarding the community service hours of how many there's going to be. I wasn't sure if Hunter or Meredith knew. It's going to be reduced to a misdemeanor criminal trespass.
I can chat you, Amy.
Okay.
All right, Doug Campbell, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 14.
Thank you, Judge. Sorry I missed yesterday. Sorry I was late today.
Oh, no problem. And Norma, it shows that Young 14B is still in breakout room number 2. Can you make sure that he's been removed?
Okay, thank you.
Mr. De Los Santos?
Yes, ma'am.
They're saying that they're going to withdraw this motion and that they're going to have to do, you said weekly reporting?
For 90 days, Your Honor, it's a monitor.
All right, Mr. De Los Santos.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know why you didn't show up for your orientation. I don't know what's going on with you, but this is what Ed is shaking his finger. Don't respond, because this is your lecture. All right. Your lecture is that you could end up in the Bexar County Jail for a chunk of your life. And those are days that you can never get back. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if you don't want the potential of going to jail and being in jail, then you need to report. I don't even know how hard that is. The choices are easy. Do I want to go to jail or do I want to report? Now, it may take you 2 hours. They may have you sitting there for 2 hours. Do I want to spend 2 hours in the free world reporting, or do I want to be at the Bexar County Jail where it's 24 hours? Those are questions you need to ask yourself. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm gonna, as soon as they send me the motion to withdraw, I'll sign it.
Judge, I need to see him in a breakout room.
Yes, I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 1. The probation officer will meet you in breakout room number 1
Yes,
to go
ma'am.
over conditions with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And also, Rebecca, could you add to his conditions that there's 40 hours to be deducted of community service hours if he obtains the COVID vaccine and provides proof of that?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm sorry, you know what, Rebecca, I'm going to send you to number 2. So
May I
Mr.
go
De
there
Los
too, Your Honor?
Santos, yes, Mr. De Los Santos, you'll go to number 2. And Mr. Bartholomew, I'm sure you will lecture your client on appearing.
Thank you, Your Honor. We've talked, but I'll go to 2. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, are we ready? Is there a prosecutor available on Nervice?
Judge, should I go to the breakout room now, or do I need to stay for this?
You can go to the breakout room.
Okay, and Meredith, I sent you a chat.
All right, Eric DeWalt, where are you? All right, the court is going to call 2018 CR 5017, State of Texas versus Adam Nervice. Can I have the parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Tom Nisbet.
For the defense?
Eric DeWalt.
And are you Mr. Nervice? Could you please unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None.
Any objections from the defense?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Nervice, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. I'm going to show you 2 documents. The first is entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. The second is entitled First Amended Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, I did.
Are you the same Adam Nervice who was placed on community supervision and cause number 2018 CR 5017 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 gram to 4 grams on October 31st, 2018 for a term of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, state.
Condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Adam Nervice, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of June, July, August 2021, violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Okay.
We waive the remaining allegations, Your Honor.
Any objections?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Nervice, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 6 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge, pending the court's approval. It's to revoke the defendant, but revise and reform his underlying judgment to 2 years TDC. In exchange, the defense and the state have agreed to TIC 2 nightmare numbers. They are 631965 and 631967.
Defense, is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Nervice, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes.
All right, the court will follow your agreement. The court will grant the motion, sentence you to 2 years in prison, taking consideration NIGHTMAG numbers 631965, 631967, and give you credit for any time served. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Judge.
Nothing. Your Honor.
Mr. Nervice, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I did.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Nervice, how old are you?
I'm 39.
All right, Mr. Nervice, you're getting to the point in your life where there's more of your life behind you than in front of you. You're going to have to change your ways. You're 39 years old. You're not a teenager. You know right from wrong, hopefully. So you need to make a decision. If you want to be the person who's constantly in and out of prison, in and out of jail, and when a new person comes in, they say, how's this place run? What should I do? What should I not do? And they say, oh, as this inmate here, we call him Grandpa Nervice. And that's going to be you, because you will be the oldest person there. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Nervice.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Norma, CH8 can go back.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, anyone else ready? Hank Wilkins, you're here. Matt Howard, Patrick Valentine.
Your Honor, Andres Campion is here if Meredith is available.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Yeah, Judge, that's something that we need to talk to you about briefly when you have a moment.
Okay, everyone, it is Wednesday. Put some patience in your pocket. I will be right back. It's beautiful outside. Just think about the beauty of the day. We will be right back. Andres, I appreciate your patience in waiting. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Norma, can you meet us in number 1 as well, please? Main issue has been getting all the discovery to come out. I thought we had it all because I got a large packet with the scanned and everything from come out. And after Andres and I had talked about it, looked at it, it appears there is a body cam of the
Is Norma available?
All right, Ed Cano.
Hey, Judge, we actually have an agreement on an MTR, but we just need the cert, Judge, for my client and I to
All right,
sign.
if you put that in the chat box, Ms. Ferguson, she'll get it to you.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
All right, Nathaniel Navy, it would not be the 187 District Court if you did not make an appearance.
Better late than never.
Yes.
I
Who do you have?
Cameron Scott, Judge, and Jasmine Vasquez. If I could go into a breakout room with Mr. Scott, we're gonna be ready with a plea this morning, Judge, and I just need to go over the paperwork with him.
All right, and Vasquez, is that criminal trial division or family violence?
That would be CTD.
All right, so I'll send you to a breakout room with your client. I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you.
And Mr. Scott, if you can go to 6. And Jonathan Chavez, where is Mr. Cherubiatis?
I was wondering the same thing, Your Honor. I was hanging out. We messaged him and he still has not. I was hoping that he would show up after we messaged him again, but he is not.
All right, so we are going to go on the record. Yeah. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 7905, State of Texas versus Jose Antonio Turibiades. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Jonathan Chavez for Mr. Turubiades.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
None, Your Honor.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 10 a.m. It is now 11:07 a.m. Deputy Laura, Deputy Mejia, has there been a Jose Antonio Turibiades in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he has not.
And he has not been on the Zoom screen at all. Mr. Chavez, have you had contact with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, prior to today.
All right, state.
Judge, the state would ask this court forfeit the defendant's bond and issue a warrant.
Right, that will be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If you have contact with your client and he presents himself, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, just give me 2 minutes to check my email to sign some documents.
Yeah, just sent you a chat.
Okay. All right, thank you, Brenna. To the clerks, I'm sending you information on Jessica Johnson.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Kelly Piddle.
Judge, I was in the breakout room. I'm not really sure what happens with my client. I think he was kicked out of the Zoom. Is that correct?
Yes, he did not follow the court's rules.
Okay.
So he should be here by 11:30.
Okay. He advised me he takes the bus, Judge. He does not have an automobile. He will not make it by 11:30.
Okay. Well, we're here from 9 to 5.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
Sure. All right. In the courtroom, what attorney do we have?
Good morning, Judge Javier Padilla.
And who are you here for?
I'm here for Claudia Rubio Mendoza.
Is it criminal trial division or family violence?
Criminal trial.
All right. To the courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 4, please.
Yes, Judge.
All right. And someone will confer with you there, Miss. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Doug Campbell.
Judge, I've been texting with Hunter Morris and I need to talk with Mr. Nobles again in the breakout room. We were in number 14, so we should be able to go back, right?
Yes, let me see. You won't if you were reassigned to a different place. Let me see.
Okay.
Yes, you both can go to 14, but to help Mr. Nobles out sort of pop up, I'm gonna move him to 15 and I'll move you to 15.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Sean Hendrickson.
Yes, Judge, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's Wednesday. It's a beautiful day outside.
It is a beautiful day outside. I've got Frank Mathis on the docket, and I'd like to confer with the state. Last setting, I conferred with Tom Nisbet, so if he's available, I can confer with him.
Okay. But it says that this is family violence. Is it not family violence?
I thought that it was.
Okay.
I had made the offer, Judge, I think.
Oh, maybe this is not family violence. I apologize for that, Judge.
Sure, no problem. I'll send you to a breakout room and he will meet you there.
Okay, thank you.
Let me see what breakout room you were in. Or did you log off and log back in? Ah, you did. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 7.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Tim Molina. you're ready on Johnson?
Yes, we're ready.
Is this going to be for a continuation of her probation? Is that what you all agreed to?
Yes.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 7243, State of Texas versus Jessica Lee Johnson. Could I have parties announced for the record, please?
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
And for the defense?
Tim Molina for Ms. Johnson.
And are you Jessica Lee Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Johnson, I'm going to show you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jessica Lee Johnson who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 7243 for the
Yes, ma'am.
offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams on September 8, 2021 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 6 on or about the 14th day of September 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jessica Lee Johnson, departed Bexar County without the written permission and or the supervision officer in violation of condition number 6.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
State waives the remaining violations.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Johnson, did you understand by pleading true to violation of number 6, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 6?
True. Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 6 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We're asking this court to deny the motion and continue her on her community supervision. I believe she wants to have a transfer to Austin. And so if continued on probation, allow the case to transfer. She must provide proof of residence. We're following the recommendation of probation.
Okay.
To a virtual officer and complete the conditions that were originally ordered. I think she was placed on community supervision like not even quite a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
So that is our agreement at this point. We're following probation's recommendation.
All right, defense, is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Ms. Johnson, can you raise your right hand for me, please? You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will not, the testimony you give will be truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. Why are you off to this horrible start?
Well, I had originally, my attorney that I had before had knew that I had planned on leaving. I just didn't know that I had to, I guess, get your permission first. I was honest with the probation officer from day one. I don't know if you recall the issues that I have with my ex while I was locked up for this case the last time. He had actually went into my home while my mother was asleep and took my children and was trying to keep them from me. So when I got out, I actually had to get the paperwork showing that I have full custody. I had to find out where he was hiding them and then go to the school and show the school that I have custody of the children and, you know, get my children back. So me going to Austin is just like us trying to start over.
Now, here's my question. Where are your children now?
They're with my mother. So he doesn't know where they are right now. I tried for the last year or so to be mutual with him, but unfortunately
they're better without him. So Austin was just kind of a fresh start for me and the kids.
So is Child Protective Services involved?
Yes, ma'am. It's like kind of an open and closed case that they're gonna do because they know that the children are good where they're at, and you know they're safe.
Okay,
and
so
they're happy
wait a
and
minute.
everything.
Let's slow back a little bit. Let me just tell you why we're gonna reverse it and go through the process, because I've done Child Protective Services cases before.
Right.
So if CPS is involved, which you're saying they are, and if you're saying that they know that they're in a good place and that's where they are, then that means that your mom has placement of your children. You don't.
Oh, well, she has
Temporary
have
custody, and you're
Right.
supposed to be doing your CPS service plan.
Right.
And if your mom is here in Bear County, that means that you can't work your CPS service plan.
No,
if
she's
you're going
not.
to Austin.
Right. She's not in Bear County. So we were already in Austin. The case has already been moved to Austin. The only reason I was put on the case is because the caseworker had actually went to my father's house while my children were there, but they were there looking for my brother's girlfriend's daughter. So that's how we ended up in the mix of that. It wasn't like personally called on me.
Okay, here's the thing, that this sounds not
It's
true,
a long story.
because Child Protective Services, if they go to a house looking for someone else, they go with that. Now, if they see that children are in danger, they're not going to say, oh, well, we're just here for John Doe. Even though we see these children are in danger, we're going to bypass that. And the fact that you're on deferred adjudication for a drug case, that's an issue. And I'm telling you right now, if CPS transferred this case to Austin, and if they have rules that you're only supposed to have supervised contact with your children, and if you decide to have unsupervised contact, because whatever you're telling your mom, which I see that there's some positive drug uses in here, whatever people tend to believe, sometimes people are enablers. If you say something to your mom to make her think that you should have contact, and you do, those children are going to be removed and placed in a foster home. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, probation wants to continue with this. So I'm going to go along with the agreement. I don't think you're being completely honest, but I'll go along with the agreement that's been released from probation. We will soon discover the true truth if you come back here for this nonsense again, which is not reporting, leaving the county, not going through felony drug court. I put you in felony drug court because you came here and you said you had drug issues, and that your drug issues were related to the boyfriend. All of this is written down on the docketing sheet. I write everything. That's why I run out of pages for docketing sheets. So here's the thing. How old are your children?
My oldest is about to be 17 and my youngest is 5. My mother actually lives with me. Like we all live in the same home.
Let me just tell you, there should be no excuses. Grandparents want to be grandparents. Grandparents don't want to be mothers to their children,
right?
To their grandchildren. And you're not fulfilling your part. So if you're not going to follow through and do what's right, then you shouldn't be breezing in and out of your children's life. You knew what conditions were set. You just decided you were not going to follow them. You were going to do your own thing. So I'll deny the motion, allow her to transfer to Austin. She's to provide proof of residency within 10 days of release. And you're going to do drug court in Austin. And I'm going to want UAs weekly until further notice. And all of the conditions are going to remain. Oh, and let me add CPS compliance, which I've had it in there before. So CPS compliance. And again, all of the other conditions that you're going to get a job because you need to support your children. You are not allowed to have employment as a home health care provider or any employment involving minors. You understand? So there's to be no daycare working. I don't care if it's the best job ever and they're paying you $100 an hour. There is to be no, just one moment. Before I finish my ruling, where is the CPS caseworker, Ms. Ferguson? Just a second.
No,
Your
give me-
CPS, yes?
Let me see if she's here, Judge. Give me 1 second, okay?
Is the CPS caseworker here for Jessica Lee Johnson?
Her name's Jasmine, Judge. If not, let me see if she logged off, Judge. Give me a second.
So then we can get a global view of everything. Yes, have her log back in, Ms. Ferguson. Mr. Molina, just give us a moment. To the,
Rebecca, what number does she plea on?
she pled to violation of condition number 6.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. To the clerks, you should have paperwork on Cam Scott coming to you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Campbell, what is happening with your case?
Judge, I received an offer on the MTR, and I'm trying to communicate with Hunter. It looks like he's off to talk with somebody else again.
Okay, as soon as he comes out, just let him know in the chat box.
Will do. That's what I've been doing.
All right, thank you. Charles Blanc?
Yes, Judge.
Yes. Crystal Gonzalez?
Yes, Meredith says we need to reset it for a week.
Well, Judge, I had asked for her to submit a UA before the next setting and she did, but Rebecca called and for whatever reason, it's still not ready. It's taking a long time. I don't really understand why, because she submitted it on the 21st.
All right, then.
In her best interest,
Okay.
assuming it's negative.
It is.
All right,
Okay.
Norma, on Crystal Gonzalez, can I have this recalled for next week, please? And I think she may be on the phone. Check it on the CPS caseworker. November 5th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and Ms. Gonzalez, let's do this as well. Rebecca, on Ms. Gonzalez, because who knows where that UA is or what happened with it. Can you schedule her for another UA?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what I'm going to do, Ms. Gonzalez, your next court date is going to be November 5th. I'm going to send you to a breakout room number 2 to speak with the probation officer to tell you where to do another UA, because I don't want us to come back if the UA has been lost or something, okay? So send you to number 2. And Charles Bunk, if you want to go to number 2, you can go to number 2 or you can be excused.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Just one moment, Mr. Edmonds. All right, Derek Edmonds.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Top of the mark is on the case. He relayed an offer to myself, which I've relayed to my client. My client needs a little bit of time to think about it. If we're able to get, I guess, one more reset so we can talk about the offer in the meantime.
All right, Norma, on Xavier Alcaraz, can you give me a 3-week reset? Is that enough time?
That should be, Judge. 3 or 4 weeks will be fine.
All right. All right, it will be November 18th.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge. May we both be excused.
Yes, you're both excused. Mr. Alcaraz, whoever you wish to speak to, make sure you speak to them, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thanks for your patience. All right, Jasmine is here. All right, Arlene Gay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
I think I just need to confer with the prosecutor on Eric Ross.
Okay, I'll send you to breakout room number 3.
Thank you.
All right, so we have the CPS caseworker here. Would anyone like to hear testimony from her about what Ms. Johnson has been doing on her service plan since she's been here? And what truly is the status of her and her children and her, whether or not her mom has custody, whether or not she's able to see the children?
You're asking if we want to hear this, Judge?
Yes, I know. I want to hear it.
If the court would like to hear that, obviously, I think that could be helpful in making your decision.
All right, Ms. Owens, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, could you state your name for the record and spell it?
Jasmion, Jazzmion, last name Owens, Owens.
All right, did either defense or state want to ask questions, or am I going to ask questions?
I guess if the court's trying to set new conditions.
Yes, that's what I am. I'm not
going to
going
ask the questions. I don't have any
Yes.
questions right now.
Yes, you all have already agreed to continue her, so I'm going to continue her because that's the agreement, and I went forward with following that agreement. So now I'm trying to figure out what the issues are and whether or not she technically should be in Austin or not, because I don't know what's going on as far as the agreement on the CPS side. So Ms. Owens, are you the caseworker in the case involving Jessica Lee Johnson and her children?
So I'm the original investigator. I received her investigation originally. Ms. Johnson did ask for her case to be transferred to Austin. So right now there are technically 2 workers on her case. There's a worker in Austin, and then they transferred it back to me because they were not able to locate her and the children. So I just got her case back.
Okay, so are the children physically in the custody of CPS?
So that is the issue. We do not have custody of them. This is an investigation. The issue is we do not know where her children are. So when there's an issue with homelessness for her and her mother. They bounce around from motel to motel. And so when she said she was going to Austin, she was supposed to be finding somewhere to live. And it took her maybe a week or so to finally give us an address. And then she was instructed to get the children in school. The children still have not been enrolled in school. And then according to the Austin worker, they've asked her to take a drug test and she never took it. She did take a drug test for me though, but it was positive for methamphetamines and amphetamines, which is why she had to go on her safety plan.
I did go take the test that she asked in Austin. I did a hair
Excuse me.
follicle and
No. You're not on the witness stand right now. Right now, Ms. Owens is on the witness stand.
Well, Judge, I would just only point out that we're not really getting a timeline here, and she was picked up within 2 or 3 weeks of her
Well,
going on
I mean,
probation.
we're going to find out so I can know what conditions to set. Because I don't know what conditions to set because Ms. Johnson is telling me one thing. I know there's a CPS case pending, and I'm trying to set conditions where Ms. Johnson will be successful. Now, if she's going to Austin and the CPS case is not transferred to Austin because she's not there and they don't know where the children are, then I guess she doesn't want to work her CPS plan. And she has to be in
guess
Bear County to work
really-
her plan.
I guess the only issue I keep hearing, like seeing, is that this was all filed so quickly and she was picked up so quickly that there wasn't time to establish the residence. There wasn't time to report back or whatever, because she was picked up and she's been in jail for about 20 days. So I don't know that she was given enough time to actually settle down 6 kids and her mom.
Well, let's find out. Ms. Owens, how many children are involved?
There are 6 children.
What are their ages? Because I was told 2 by Ms. Johnson.
Hold on, let me get all of their ages for you.
And just for clarity, Ms. Johnson pointed out the youngest one's age and the oldest child's age, but she has 6.
So starting with the youngest, we have a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 7-year-old, an 11-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 16-year-old. Because she does have a son that does not live with her that we do not know where he's at either.
So Child Protective Services doesn't know where any of these children are.
As of right now, no, we do not.
And when was your last contact with any of these children?
My last contact was prior to me transferring the case to Austin. The worker in Austin last made contact with Jessica and the children on let me see. CPS on 9/20/2021. And since then, they had to have a special investigator assigned because they have not been able to locate the children or Miss Johnson.
So we don't know where they've been since 9/20/21. All right, anyone
No.
else want to ask any questions? Mr. Molina?
I mean, no.
No.
All right, so are there anyone wants to make any changes to the agreement? Or you still want the transfer to Austin?
We'd still be asking for the transfer to Austin. I'm sure Ms. Johnson will comply with the CPS plan. Find out where her mother is with the children and get that information to CPS if the investigator in Austin doesn't already have it.
And again, making proof of the new residence. And obviously, I don't know privy to any of this information, but I was led to believe it is already in Austin.
Just one second. Mr. Ross, you need to say muted. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to deny the motion, alternately amend conditions to the following. The defendant is to provide the location of the children to CPS by October. Well, do you know where the children are, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am. They're with my mother and family.
No. Here's the thing, then. She
I
knows
don't
where
have the
they
physical
are.
address with
She's
me,
gonna,
but yes.
she's gonna provide proof of the physical address and location of the children by October 28, 2021. You're to provide proof of residency in Austin. And you say your mom is in Austin right now?
Right now, she is with a family member, but yes, the plan is to go back to Austin.
No. Is she in Austin? Yes or no?
No, ma'am, not right now.
So she's here in Bear County?
Yes, when the night that I got pulled over, we came back to check on my father and my son. So I actually have located my older son that was with his father and have been talking to him, which I was already going to contact CPS because I have already talked to him.
No. I just want you to listen to my question. Is your mother in Austin? Yes or no?
No, ma'am.
So do you all have a place to stay in Austin? Yes or no?
We stay at the extended stay when we're down there.
No, it needs to be a permanent residence. Children can't be staying at the extended stay. So do you have a home or a place to stay in Austin?
the CPS worker had already said that the extended stay was fine because obviously I have to have time to be able to get down there and find the residence.
My
How am I
question
gonna
is,
just
do you
get
have a
one
place
from
to
here?
stay in Austin? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am, the extended stay, which the CPS was fine with.
You're gonna have to establish residency in Austin
Right.
no later than November 12th. You to comply with all CPS requirements. There is to be no unsupervised contact with minors. I don't know what CPS is doing, but if you're testing positive for meth, you shouldn't be alone with your children without an approved supervised chaperone. So there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And you need to provide names of potential chaperones to probation and to CPS. And all of the conditions are going to remain in place. You had 150 CPS, I'm sorry, 150 community service restitution hours, but the court has already deducted 40 of those if you provide proof that you've obtained the COVID vaccination. Of course, the court is not requiring anyone to obtain the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 hours will be deducted. Is there anything else from either side?
No, Your Honor.
Defense? All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Jasmine Owens is going to go in that breakout room with you. Your attorney and Miss Reyes, the probation officer, you need to provide her a location of your children.
Judge, I had a question.
Yes.
Are we still doing the previously mentioned amended conditions of the drug court in Austin?
Yes.
UA weeklies until further notice?
Yes.
No employment as a home health care provider?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know what? If you could add, and I don't know if they can do this in Austin, I'm going to need field visits so people can see what's happening at that location. So do random field visits 3 times per month until the children are located and CPS is 100% involved. And I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Thank you for coming, Ms. Owens, and for clearing everything up for us.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. And Tim, Melina, I'll send you to breakout room number 2 as well.
Okay.
All right, Cameron Scott. Who's the attorney on Mr. Scott?
I am, Judge.
And who's the prosecutor?
You're right, Judge.
All right, the court is going to call 2021 CR 3087, State of Texas versus Cameron Scott. Can I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Scott?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am. I'm from the state. No, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott, did you sign a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference? Did you review it with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you
Yes, ma'am.
electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with assault family second offense? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, fine is to be a $1,500 fine prorated. State recommends deferred adjudication. Concurrent with 2017 CR 7952, there's an affirmative finding of family violence and there's to be no contact with Felicia Guerrero. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that cannot be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There'll be 60 hours of community restitution in the BIPP course. Did you understand that those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense is charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offers State Exhibit 1 and all its attachments.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Scott, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand today that the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor, we would waive PSI.
All right, Mr. Scott, are you employed?
The job that I'm gonna get is out of town. My uncle, he has a business, a moving company business, and since I was on a monitor, I couldn't go out of town. So I'm getting ready to start that as soon as I get off the monitor. I'm gonna go and start working.
All right, which locations, or is this based in Bexar County, but you'll be going to different locations out of town, or are you asking for a
Yes.
transfer?
Oh no, I'm just going to different locations out of town. He has like a moving company, so I'm gonna be helping him. Cause I mean, I get SSI, so I get a check, but I'm not supposed to do nothing, but I wanna hurry up and get off of probation and do the right things. And I thank you for putting me through those classes, cause it taught me a whole lot.
Okay, you're welcome. Joe Ray, do you have any objection to the GPS monitor being removed?
There's no objection to it.
All right, this is what the court will do. And Nathaniel Navy, I'm going to need you to take notes because Rebecca is in the breakout room. Do not disappoint me. All right, there's a $1,500 fine. That'll be probated. 3 years deferred adjudication. The BIPP course. 60 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. I'm not forcing anyone to get the COVID vaccination, but if you get it, then 40 hours will be deducted. This is run concurrent with 2017 CR 7952. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Felicia Guerrero, GPS removal, proof of employment, or SSI within 15 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or any employment involving minors. Regular Zoom reporting or in person. So if you can't report by Zoom, it needs to be in person. Want regular field visits once per month. Regular UAs, or he can do the patch. The patch costs more, but the patch gives you more freedom because you put the patch on, it stays on for a limited amount of time. You take it off and they test it. Is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful on this, Mr. Scott?
Those classes, I just finished some classes. They were parenting classes. I don't know if those are
Oh,
the
no, the
same classes.
BIPP is completely different from parenting classes.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else for me to decide with regards to sentencing?
None from the state.
No, Judge.
All
Just
right,
ask the bargain agreement, and it sounds like you have.
Okay. Mr. Scott, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Scott, I know you've probably heard it many a time from me, but here's the thing. Don't get into another relationship until you can keep an orchid alive and blooming for a year.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna send you to a breakout room and probation will go over conditions with you.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
And that's gonna be breakout room number 2. And let me find you on the Zoom screen. And Nathaniel Navy, what breakout room were you in?
I was in 6.
All right, I'll send you to number 2.
Okay, thank you.
All right, anyone else ready? Amy
Madam-
Owen,
May I approach?
yes.
we're doing paperwork on Carol Schultz right now, Your Honor. I didn't realize I didn't send my email address to Meredith. Are we going to be doing that after lunch, or what are y'all doing here?
It's gonna be after lunch. If
Okay.
it's not ready to go, and that will be.
I'm working on it right now, Judge.
All right,
Okay.
thank you. Arlene Gay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
No one came to join me.
Oh,
So I came out to ask
no, I'm shocked.
someone to join me. I was in 3.
But I hope you've been having fun in breakout room number 3.
Yes.
All right, so Arlene Gay is on Eric Ross, it's criminal trial division. So if you'll go back to number 3, we will make sure someone sees you.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Sean Hendrickson on Frank Matthews. Frank Mathis. Sean?
Judge, I believe there's a plea in that case. I'm working on paperwork.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, hey, Judge,
Yes.
I just need to, my client needs to sign the cert, and I think he said, let me see. Well, I was in breakout room 10, but I think he's in 8.
Okay, let me see where he is. Mr. Avalos, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5, and I'll send your attorney to number 5 to go over paperwork.
Oh, okay, thanks, Judge.
You're welcome. And I don't see Patrick Valentine.
Judge, I have sent him a text message. I let him know that Norma was looking for us. So
Okay.
hopefully he'll be here in just a moment.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, I also sent him a text message, so I'm hoping.
All right. So everyone, we break at 12:30. I'm going to put it on the court reporter. She needs a break because she's listening to everyone speak at different speeds. Some people are mumbling, so she needs her break.
Judge, can I see you in a breakout room for about a minute, please?
Yes. Breakout room number 1.
Let me see. Am I back in the courtroom? I see. Oh, okay.
Brenda, can you come to breakout room number 1? And everyone, just give me a moment. Ernest Acevedo. Good morning. Ernest, we were going to reset your case because we thought you wanted a reset. If not, we could.
I wouldn't mind conferring. I had to be in court for trial settings in person, so I've been trying to get my Zooms closed up late this morning.
All right.
That's the one. So a reset is fine. If there's somebody willing to confer on it, I wouldn't mind touching base to talk about discovery issues and things.
Okay. All right. This is a family violence case. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And everyone, just give me a moment.
Anna, you there?
Norma, we conferred on Wright.
All right, Arlene Gay, you're back. Oops. No, you're on mute, Ms. Gay. And to the clerks, I'm sending you paperwork back on Mr. Mathis.
Thank you, Judge.
And also paperwork back on Taylor. And Nobles. All right, is there anyone who's ready?
Judge, can I confer with somebody with CTD? I just got back from the breakout room on my other client.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, Judge, this is Ed Cano.
Yes.
I have an MTR on Mr. Avalos, and I think you might have everything in by now.
Oh, yes, I'm waiting for them to, the clerks to give me the paperwork. And Nathaniel Navy, if you'll go to breakout room number 3. Ernest Acevedo, what is happening with Brandon Wright?
Judge, okay, I conferred with Caitlin. She just got the case. There is some discovery that I do not believe is uploaded. There's a fair amount of it that we have to go through and figure out what I don't have. Can I get a 30-day reset? And then Caitlin and I are going to email to make sure that we're on the same page about what's where and going over all that.
Yes, we'll come back on November 30th.
Thank you, Judge. May we be?
Thanks, Judge.
Yes. You're
Judge,
welcome.
it's
Yes.
Doug
You may be
Campbell.
excused. Just one second.
Sorry.
Yes, Mr. Acevedo, you're excused, and your client is on bond.
Yes.
Mr. Wright, you are excused. We'll be back on November 30th by Zoom.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Javier Padilla?
Yes, Judge. I conferred with Marcus. He still needs to talk to some of the police officers. He's asking to give him a little time till Friday, so we can reset our case for Friday.
Okay, who is your client?
It's Claudia Rubio Mendoza.
All right. We will not be recalling it for Friday. We can recall it on Monday. Is that possible, Ms. Ferguson?
Monday.
Not Monday, Judge. I can
Okay, what day?
I can do Tuesday, or I can do, just Tuesday or Wednesday.
Is Tuesday the 2nd?
Yes, Tuesday's the 2nd.
I think that's okay for me.
Okay.
All right, Norma, you would think I would remember that date. All right, so
You're not on the ballot yet, Judge.
all right, so we'll recall you on November 2nd.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You're excused.
Arlene Gay,
Yes, Arlene Gay.
with Eric Ross, I did confer with Marcus Sanders, and we're just asking for a regular reset. Whether we can get a resolution to this. There's multiple cases.
Okay. Norma, on Ross, can I have a 30-day reset?
Yes, ma'am.
30th?
Yeah, I can do the 30th.
All right, we're going to come back on November 30th. Mr. Ross, can you unmute, please? Just push the space bar as long as key on the keyboard. All right, Mr. Ross, you're coming back on November 30th. Norma, can you let them know 14I is excused? Thank you,
Yes,
Ms. Gay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good
You're
afternoon.
welcome. All right, the clerks are bringing the paperwork. Yes, I have Nobles, and there should be Frank Mathis as well. All right, so on Mathis, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And the clerks will meet you there and let you know if they have all the paperwork. So Mr. Mathis, if you'll go to breakout room number 1, please. And if I could have the parties on Noblesse.
Yes, Judge.
Who is the prosecutor on Noblesse?
I believe it was Hunter.
Brenna, here we go, because we were all in breakout rooms. So it's about to get dicey for us all. Yay.
Judge, I send you a check.
Yes, Patrick Valentine, who is this client? Vasquez?
He's in the courtroom, Judge. I think he's Ellis.
Ellis.
Yes. If I could have the courtroom, if you could go to breakout room number 2, please. I'm sorry, number 4, please.
Yes, Judge.
All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 0747W, State of Texas versus Monte Nobles. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Doug Campbell for Mr. Nobles.
And are you Mr. Nobles?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Nobles, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video conference. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Monte Dion Nobles who was placed on community supervision in 2020 CR 0747W for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 1 gram to 4 grams, on February 3rd, 2020 for a term of 8 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
And the first amended motion, on or about the 24th day of September 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Monte Dion Nobles committed the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, in violation of condition number 1.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
State would waive and abandon the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Nobles, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $1,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We'd ask this court to reform the judgment in this case to 3.5 years in TDC and revoke supervision and sentence to 3.5 years. And for this plea, we would take into consideration the new case.
All right, do you have a cause number?
Nightmag 632077.
Brenda, thanks for your accurate numbering. All right, defense, is that the agreement?
It is, Judge. And
Mr. Nobles,
I'm sorry.
are you asking me to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then the court will follow your agreement. As previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 1 true. The court will sentence you to 3.5 years in the Texas Department of Corrections. Give you credit for any time served, taking consideration Nightmag number 632077. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And also because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Nobles, what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life? Are you going to be in and out of prison?
Miss Boy, I'm be honest with you, Miss Boy. I had a letter, I wrote a letter, right? Because I'm better with writing than I am with speaking, but I might well go ahead and speak it. I think I can do it. I came here with my wife on she was in the military, so I kind of fell on the boat wagon probably 2014 when I first started coming to the jail, you know, and with that being said, I went to a neighborhood where I kind of related to my I'm from North Carolina, where the people that I'm normally being around is like my people of my race. So I kind of like didn't understand when I came to San Antonio. No, not saying nothing racist and thing, but I didn't understand. So I was so quick to get back to someone that I was like
What
normal.
do you mean you didn't understand? There are Black people in San Antonio. I'm one of them.
Well, I said get with the wrong type of people. So
I mean, how old are you?
I'm 43 years old, man.
You know who the wrong type of people are.
Well, I was quick to get to that. I just what I'm admitting to you, I was. And when I come here, I lose my wife. And that's never I've really never tried to get back on to the right steps or getting back in trouble. But I'm going back to North Carolina soon. I finish this time here. I'm not from Texas. I'm going back home to my family because I have no family here. I'm going back to where I, get some kind of
When you say you lost your wife, what do you mean you lost your wife?
I lost my wife. She passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. All right, so don't end up being that person who's the oldest person at the prison or the oldest person at the jail. When new people come in, they're asking, how does this place run? And people say, well, ask Grandpa Nobles, he knows. Don't be Morgan Freeman from Shawshank Redemption. Don't be the Morgan Freeman where you waiting for Dufresne to get you out of jail, okay, or out of prison and saying, hey, meet me here. Okay? Don't be that person. All right, good luck to you.
Hey, Miss Boyd.
Yes.
I asked a question. I've been to 2 rehab before, right? Is that my back? That count as my back time?
Well, here's the question: did you successfully complete inpatient
Yes, ma'am.
treatment?
Yes, ma'am. I completed both of them.
On this case?
On both of them. ISF and SATF, I completed both of them.
Okay. Well, I'll give him. We can go back on the record. Brenna, for the record, I'm gonna give you credit for any time served with inpatient treatment. Successfully completed.
And plus my time I already have in jail?
Yes, you'll get that too. And when you get out, go to somebody's rehab and let it stick, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Nobles.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Norma, CH7 can go back. Thank you, Mr. Campbell, for your patience. Mr. Cano, your client, we're trying to get him out of the breakout room. Let me see if he made his way.
He did, Judge. I brought him back.
Thank you, Norma.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Just one moment. Who is the prosecutor on Taylor Avalos?
Joe Ray, Judge.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 10046, State of Texas versus Elijah George Taylor Avalos. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense?
Ed Cano.
And are you Mr. Taylor Avalos? We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Avalos, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Elijah George Taylor Avalos who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2019 CR 10046 for the offense of injury to a disabled disabled person bodily injury on December 5th, 2019, for a period of 3 years. Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Violated condition number 2 on or about the 30th day of August, 2021 in Bear County, Texas. The defendant, Elijah George Taylor Avalos, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court/court officer/supervision officer and/or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State?
State waives the remaining allegations.
Any objections?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Avalos, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison, up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge, and we're requesting probation's recommendation, which is to deny the motion, alter and amend conditions, adding ISP supervision, weekly UAs for 30 days. And they're requesting to bring back defendant to court in 6 months to ensure that he's back on track with probation obligations.
All right, is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Taylor Avalos, if you could unmute for me, please. Can you
Yes,
raise
Your
your
Honor.
right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
I appreciate everything. What's your problem? Why are you not reporting?
I just been caught up with work.
Caught up with what?
I just been caught up with work.
All right, do you want to be working at the prison?
No, Your Honor.
All right, because you're looking at going to prison for 10 years. I understand that probation is an inconvenience to some people, but I mean, you're on probation for a reason and you have to follow through. If you don't follow through, another motion to revoke is going to be filed and you may end up going to prison. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are there any drug issues with you?
No, Your Honor.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court will follow your agreement partially, deny and alter and amend conditions to intensive supervision, and you're going to do the UA hotline. I'm going to want field visits random 2 times per month. I'll deduct 40 hours of your community service restitution if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. I'm not forcing anyone to get it, but if you get it, then 40 hours will be deducted. And I'm going to ask that your community supervision hours be set at 100 hours. And you're supposed to be attending school or obtaining your GED, so you still need to do that. And there's to be no employment as a home health care provider or any employment with minors. And are you able to report by Zoom, Mr. Avalos, Taylor, or Taylor Avalos?
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
All right, there's going to be weekly Zoom reporting until further notice. And Rebecca, if Mr. Avalos doesn't follow through on these conditions, then a motion to revoke will be filed. Do you understand, Mr. Avalos?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right, so with that, we'll close the record. Mr. Avalos, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. Probation will meet you there and go over conditions. Mr. Cano, you're free to go to number 1 or either you're excused. Amy Owen, you wanted to speak with me?
Judge, she's coming back at 2, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Patrick Valentine, your client is in the courtroom. Is he dressed?
He is fully clothed, Your Honor.
Right here in the middle of the board. All right, so what is happening with your client?
We've reached a plea bargain agreement with the state. We haven't done any of the paperwork. I don't know if Your Honor wants to bring us back in the PM or maybe
Yes,
tomorrow.
at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. Will do.
Yes. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Nathaniel Navy.
Yes, Judge. I have Jasmine Vasquez. This is her, it's an MTR setting. I just received the the document yesterday that with the motion, received an offer from the state. If I could just get a brief reset, that way I can confer with my client, and decide, if we can come to an agreement, Judge.
All right, how much time are you requesting?
If I could get a few weeks, Judge.
All right, Norma, can you recall Ms. Vasquez in 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and let me see, what date will that be, Norma?
I'm gonna put it in the chat, Judge.
All right, thank you. And then Sean Hendrickson on Frank Mathis, we're gonna have to come back at 2 p.m.
Yes, Judge. Yeah, we're still trying to get the paperwork taken care of and everything. And I wanted to let the court know that I do have a hearing scheduled this afternoon at 1:30. It'll be virtual. So I may be a little bit late to that 2 o'clock docket.
All right, understand. All right, Nathaniel Navy, your case is reset for November 15th.
Okay, actually, I think I'm going to be out of town on that date, Judge. Can I get a different date?
All right, Norma, can you do a date earlier than the 15th?
I think I'll probably be out the 11th, 12th, and 15th, just FYI.
All right. So anything but the 11th, the 12th, and the 15th. So I think that leaves us 13th and 14th. Hopefully that's not the weekend.
It is.
That is the weekend, Judge. I can do the 17th, Judge.
That's fine.
All right, see you on.
16th or 17th.
Look at all these accommodations for Nathaniel Navy.
I know, so nice. Thank you.
It's the 17th, but before I say the 17th, I need to know, did you give the correct information to Rebecca?
I did, Judge. You can test me.
Okay. All right. So we'll see you back on November 17th.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
And may my client be excused. She's in the courtroom physically.
Yes, but she'll have to get a reset form. So we'll give a reset form to Jasmine Vasquez for November 17th. Kelly Piddle, are you at the ranch? Where are you?
Judge, I'm outside.
Okay. All right. There seems to be a big thing behind you. It looks like the barrel from Petticoat Junction. Again, I know the younger people have never seen Petticoat Junction, but okay.
That's really aging yourself there, Judge.
Well, that you recognize it. I'm great. Now the song is stuck in my head. So who is your client?
Christopher Rodriguez, Judge. He's in the courtroom.
Okay. So what are we doing with Mr. Rodriguez?
I conferred. I'm still missing body cams. So Hunter has emailed whoever he emails to try to get that for me.
Okay. How long do y'all think it will be until you get the body cams, you think?
Probably 30 days.
Okay.
My guess.
All right. Norma, can we recall Mr. Rodriguez for November 30th?
Judge, we'll put it on the December 1st.
All right, December 1st.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So we'll set it for December 1st for discovery. And to the courtroom, can I have Mr. Christopher Rodriguez, please?
Middle forward.
Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, ma'am.
So here's the thing. I give everybody clear instructions when they're on Zoom.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have to follow those instructions.
Yeah,
If you don't follow those instructions, you're going to find yourself having your Zoom capabilities permanently revoked. You understand?
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. I was just trying to put some insulin in my stomach. I'm a type 2 diabetic.
Okay. But still, there are rules to this court. And this is like the second time that you've done certain things.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize.
I'm going to give you your Zoom privileges back. But if there are any other issues, I'm going to have to revoke your Zoom privileges and you're going to have to appear in court. And I know all about riding the bus because I used to. And I know sometimes it's late, sometimes it's early. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we're going to recall your case on December 1st and you can appear by Zoom. But this is the last time we're going to try Zoom with you. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. You're welcome. You're excused.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Biddle, if you don't have anything, you're excused. All right, everyone, we're going to take our break and we're going to be back at 2 p.m.